Wow. Welcome to the Inside BJJ Pod.
We'd like to present.
That's great. That's hilarious. I can't even find you. There you are. I don't like that view. How do we fix it? There we go. Welcome to Inside BJJ, the podcast, episode 367. Happy Christmas. I'm joined tonight with the new producer who's been a little active, but mostly kind of quiet in the box. Andrew Marhine. What's going on, Andrew?
What's up, Tim?
Having a tremendous Christmas holiday season, getting ready for it. Can't believe it's right around the corner.
3 days.
3 fucking days. I talked to my sister today on the phone, and she explained to me that she can't wait to take her Christmas tree down. And I'm like, okay, what kind of psycho are you? She's like, I can't wait. And she said, well, you don't understand. I put my tree up the day after Halloween.
Oh my God.
I'm thinking she's going to say the day after Thanksgiving. That's what we did. We did it like 3 days after Thanksgiving.
That's still kind of wild to me.
Right. She had it up the day after Halloween. And now she's like, it makes me feel claustrophobic. And by the way, that's not all. This is how much of a psycho she is. Do you know how many Christmas trees she has?
I'm assuming by that question, it's more than the appropriate amount.
She has 8 Christmas trees.
All
8.
right.
She doesn't live in the Taj Mahal. Like, I've been into her house. She doesn't have a house that needs 8 fucking Christmas trees. She's got 8 trees.
I don't know if I have one.
8 trees, man. I have 1 tree. We used to do the real tree. I would go out to Segali's trees in Stockton. It was like the nicest spot to get a Christmas tree.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. These guys were like, they were like a bunch of old-timey Italian people or something that like were running the Christmas tree market in Stockton.
Segali's, you don't say.
Yeah. So we'd go out there. They had really nice trees, and we'd get a Christmas tree, get a real tree, smelled super good. Everybody loved it. Pain in the ass to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
To string lights on a real tree to actually do a decent job is a pain in the ass. Super, super annoying. So, I would do that every year. And then finally this year, actually not this year, man, this is probably right before we moved. Stella was like, fuck this. We are going to get a fake tree.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a fake tree, and it's the best decision that I ever made. You know what? I think your video went down. I think if you add and remove yourself from the studio, sometimes that'll fit. Or let me take you out of the studio. Boom. And then what happened?
My computer crashed for one.
That's awesome. Oh, your whole machine crashed.
The whole machine crashed.
Your whole rig. Okay. Well, I took your camera off, so it would, because you were just kind of frozen up, but
it will
that's
not
crazy.
Start back up.
That's weird. Maybe unplug the camera and see if that will help. Maybe one of the peripherals is fucked up. Interesting. It's got a battery in it, right? It's plugged in.
Yeah, it's charging.
Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'll continue to wax wise about Christmas. So anyway, I used to get the fake tree or the real tree. Ended up fucking saying that sucks. Got a fake tree. Super easy. I got my Christmas down after several holiday fights with my wife. I've got my Christmas down to a science now when it comes to like getting the tree, getting it set up, putting the ornaments up. We got like everything in a certain box. We got fucking everything labeled. We're very selective now. That's how you know you've been married a long time, when you get really selective about your ornaments and your Christmas decorations. You're like, nah, we don't have any space for that. We're not fucking doing it. But anyway, I'm feeling good about Christmas. I'm feeling good about the new year. I was hoping to have Big MF on. He is doing some travel right now. I talked to him earlier today, and he was highly, highly concerned with Andrew Marhine being on the podcast and him not being on it as well. He said he didn't want you to steal his thunder.
I have half a mind to think that he is currently hacking my machine.
Maybe he is.
See, there's an Oregon IP address coming in through me.
Yeah, he's up in Oregon with his girl, man. So he wasn't able to to join us today, but it's been fun working back with him and kind of getting this mix going again and launching it and talking shit and going through it. And you know, the funny thing is like the more things change, the more they stay the same. You know, like you take a break for a while and you come back to it and it's like the same shit, same characters, same people. Everyone's like Reddit jiu-jitsu hasn't changed. It's the same
That
exact
certainly
fucking
has
thing,
not.
man.
Yeah.
Nothing's different. It's all the same.
You know, when you take a couple steps, there's more behind you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So this weekend we went to the Smoky Mountains. We went up to a wrestling trip up in the Smoky Mountains, which, you know, if you're not from the South and you've never been to the Smoky Mountains, I don't think there's anything like the Smoky Mountains anywhere. It is a very unique American Southern campy kind of
spooky
weirdness. Yeah, kind of spooky too, right?
Yeah,
there's also
Appalachia, dude.
there's also a certain element of that for sure. The part that I like about it is the campiness of it, though. It's so fucking corny and funny that you enjoy being there. You actually want to be there.
Yeah,
you want to check it out.
There's an aspect of it it's super peaceful when you're up there.
You if you're from the West Coast, the Smoky Mountains, like Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, it's like, I guess the closest thing would be if you had Lake Tahoe, but in the middle of Lake Tahoe, you just built a bunch of crazy ass carnival type attractions.
You build Gatlinburg.
Yeah, you build Gatlinburg. You just put it out there. Yeah, it's like it's such a fucking interesting thing, man. But it was fun going up there. They have a gigantic a sports complex out there called the Rocky Top. I took a picture of it on my Instagram at Inside BJJ, but I don't think I posted it though. Actually, I'll put it up there. It's got they had 15 wrestling mats going at one time.
Mention that's nuts.
In this one fucking room, man. And they had an upper level where you could go upstairs and like look down and watch the matches from the top, which that was also kind of neat to see. But that place was pretty rocking, and a bunch of high school kids, all tough, dude. Everyone from the Smoky Mountains and the East and fucking they all like to wrestle. They're all real tough and fucking been like wrestling their cousins and their fucking pets and shit. Like they're ready to go. They wrestle young. I don't remember them being, I know that there's good wrestling in California, but I don't remember them wrestling so young. Like these kids are out here getting after it early, and it kind of shows because in the tournament scene they're pretty good. So that was cool. Got to take Nate to that, man. My son Nate's getting a lot of experience wrestling and doing a bunch of different shit. I'm going to add you in now, buddy. It looks like you just dropped. There we go. Hey, you're back. And so we did that, and then on the way there, we passing through Pigeon Forge right before you get to the Buc-ee's, which is fucking awesome. You pass 2 Buc-ee's going up to the Smoky Mountains from here. So, and if you didn't know what Buc-ee's is, man, Buc-ee's is a fantastic Walmart of gas stations, more or less. Set like 70 pumps. You could buy a gun, a CB radio, some slippers, grab a shower, and an ultra clean bathroom. Ultra clean. Their bathrooms are super clean. You could get some jerky from the beef jerky buffet.
But their barbecue doesn't suck.
They make fucking homemade fudge on site. It's delicious, and they have like a whole gigantic tobacco cigarette like section. You know,
that's where I'm at.
Right. So they cover all the bases, man. And you could buy if you're traveling, it's dope because out front you could buy a 5 pound. I think the 5 pound bag of ice was $1, and the 10 pound bag of ice was $2.
$1.50.
Yeah, it's like, damn, man, that's awesome. So that was a cool spot. So on the way out there, we passed the world's largest knife store, and my son was like, man, Dad, can we stop there on the way back? You know, for my birthday, I want to stop there. So I'm like, okay, like, fuck yeah, we'll stop there, you know? And this was like, it reminded me of like a Bass Pro Shop before Bass Pro Shop was Bass Pro Shop, you know?
Less bass and more knives.
Yeah, just like all knives and then some. It should be called All Knives and Some Guns. That's what it should be called.
It's my nickname in high school.
That's going to be the name of my new jiu-jitsu school.
That should have been the name of the episode.
All Knives and Some Guns. Yeah, so the world's largest knife shop, and this is what I fucking love about Tennessee, man. As soon as you look, this is how, I don't know if this is how you are. This is how I am. When I walk into a knife store, the first thing I want to see is where are the switchblades.
Okay.
I want to see the fucking switchblades.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want the katanas, the swords, none of that.
Not knives.
I want the fucking exactly. Thank you. I want the little piece of plastic that I push a button and a knife miraculously appears. That's what I want. I want a switchblade. Okay. Which, if you grew up in California, a switchblade was like having a goddamn functional lightsaber. Like illegal. You can't fucking get them. Mm-hmm. And if you do get them, it's not a switchblade, it's a comb. You fucking pop that thing and a little comb brushes. You could, hey, let me comb my hair. Like nobody wants that fucking. That's a switch comb. That's not a switchblade.
Which they'll still shoot you for should they
yeah,
mistake it.
Right. Bang. Yeah, absolutely. So man, so I go into this place and they do it right. They got all the fucking switchblades right up front. Right when you walk in, there's like to the right, to the middle, to the left, boom, boom, boom. All the main brands, not the dookie lame ass dudes. They tuck those guys away. Like they're like down on the side. The premier space is like, boom, the banging vendors, right?
Okay.
1, 2, 3, switchblade, butterfly, switchblade, butterfly. It's like, fuck yes,
your
dude.
Kind of place.
I'm like, I am in Mexican gang heaven, more or less. You know, I'm like, man, I could bring some like locals from Stockton out here.
My name is Tim Freeman, and I've been in the cartel for 4 days.
They think they died and gone to heaven. What else did they have? They had guns, which was pretty cool. They did not have suits of armor like chainmail, but they had the helmets. Like about a dozen different style of helmets. They had like the Regal one that looks like it would have like a peacock feather sticking out of the top. Mm-hmm. But then they also had like the pancake flat top one, you know, that looks like somebody like smashed the top of it. It
like a Crusader helmet.
Yes, exactly. Like some Monty Python motherfucking extra helmet.
I'm getting pretty excited.
Yeah, they had a bunch of those in there. So
I need one.
That was kind of cool. They had blow darts, which that tickled me. I was happy about that.
Now?
Blow darts.
Okay. Fun bathroom.
And then they had all the knockoff knives. Like, hey, you want some fucking crazy Rambo knife and it's only $9? Like that guy over there's got it, you know. It's just like, you know, they're all trying to sell it to you. They're like, oh, it's got Victorinox guts. It's good. It's good. So downstairs they have a relic room, and the relic room.
Please tell me what would the definition of a relic be?
Anything, let's say World War I, World War II, outer space.
Not like the bones of a saint.
I wish. No, maybe
a relic.
we got the bones of an engine back here. They're not for sales, just for looking at. All right,
for looking,
just for looking at. We got them. Yeah. Now don't go poking around. I'll run this county. Okay.
And everything's cursed.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, exactly. My grandpappy. Okay, so they have a relic room, and they had a bunch of World War I, like just bins of shit, like World War I buttons. This is a World War either or reenactment nerd's dream. Like if you're gonna LARP, this is where you would go to stock up. Basically, when the LARP after Armageddon happens and then the LARPers LARP Armageddon, they're gonna go raid this place first because it's got everything you would need to LARP an Armageddon. To not have an Armageddon, just to LARP it, to dress up like those guys and get all the tools. It's all there. That's the spot.
Even during Armageddon.
Well, that's the ultimate LARP, right?
Yes, correct. And I'm sure they would only be taking the things with swastikas on them because it's for the history.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
just for the
historical record, sir. Yeah. They had some old newspapers there, and it's funny how the universe works sometimes. And I was looking at this stack of old newspapers, and the top 5 papers on the stack were all Stockton Record newspapers, which is my hometown newspaper growing up, So
that's weird.
Yeah, and these were all like from the 40s during the time of World War II. So I picked up a couple of them. I think they were like $7 each. I bought a couple of them and brought them back. I think I'm going to give them to my dad as like a little gift or something when I go out there.
$7 each.
Yeah, the newspaper.
Hell of a return for a newspaper.
Yeah, I know. It's like probably was like 19 cents or something. I don't know how much it cost.
They took you for like $21 on 3 newspapers.
Yeah, man.
Damn.
Hey, they're antiques. They're relics, dude.
I don't. Okay.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and yes and that.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna disagree and confirm. Yeah. So I mean, that was a cool trip. I had a good time. The boys had a good time. I really wanted to get a switchblade,
But
well, it was like $350. You know?
are you talking? So when you say switchblade, I'm just thinking button assisted or spring assisted. Are you talking like stilettos, like those real wicked nice ones? Like
Yeah.
the ones with those nice polished handles, and then you press a button and they come in from the handle of the knife.
Yes.
Stilettos. I didn't know you were talking about those. I thought you were talking about like the ones I got.
And it come not one that folds up from the side.
Yeah, not a folder.
No,
You're
one
talking
that
about stiletto.
spring shoots
Okay,
out.
yeah, those are awesome.
Bam. Dude, there's a brand, the Piranha brand, where those are the ones that caught my eye because the handles had like this classic muscle car styling of like paint on it or finish. I don't know what it's called, but and then they write Piranha on it. In the font and the style almost looks like if somebody was hand painting like racing stripes on a car. It just had a real,
like how Chevelle used to look.
just a nice fucking like 60s, probably Americana kind of design.
That's pretty cool.
At least the ones I was looking at. I wanted to get one, but then I thought, man, you know, I want to buy a knife because I'm being manipulated by the world's largest knife store. I've literally come into the world's largest knife store unaware on the side of the road
that your son's guilted you into.
Yes.
Going to.
And they both bought these knives that like are gaudy, right? They're gaudy, dude. These are like Liberace level knives. If Liberace carried a knife, these are the knives that they would have.
Okay.
What, they're so impractical.
Your sons were talking about.
I know. I'm just saying they bought very gilded knives. Okay. I'm like, you know, no ninja shit for them. They're going Excalibur all the way. They want it encrusted with jewels, and the one Noah has some funky weird ass hook handle on it. I'm like, what are you doing? Are you taking some like new
excessive
strange martial art? You need this? Like,
Dad, I know that I've been doing jiu-jitsu since I was 5, but I'm getting really into Kali.
Yeah, right, exactly. But overall, that was a good time, man. I was glad to go there. And when I came back, I did catch myself looking at knives online. And so I'm like, hey, I need to figure this out. So I checked out the Tennessee laws. I'm like, because in California, you can't have a switchblade, man. I think California
can't have anything cool.
I think, yeah, I know. I think in California, your blade can't be more than two inches long, I think. I believe that's the rule.
So you can have a box cutter?
Yeah, more or less.
That sucks.
Yeah.
More fluent with their gun laws.
It might be that if it's like spring assisted, it can't be more than 2 inches or something. I don't know. Because you can buy anyway, they got a lot of dumb strict laws. You for sure can't have a fucking stiletto switchblade. That shit ain't gonna fly. So I looked up the laws in Tennessee, and Tennessee's stance is you can have any blade you want, and you could carry it openly or concealed. Up to you. Your call.
Same with guns, by the way.
Same with guns. And I realized I could wear a cape in Tennessee. And under my cape, I could have a sword, I could have an AR, I could have a belt buckle with probably several hand grenades on it. I probably could.
You would need licensure for that, but
I bet the cops would look the other way. They'd just be like, you crazy dog, man. You crazy guy.
Is that an M46 frat?
Get out of here, man. Go home. You crazy. You got that fucking. Go home, man. That's what let me put that on.
They probably got a few.
Here, catch.
Dude, if cops were walking around with grenades, man, that'd be crazy.
Bro, did you see the video of that dude in Ukraine who was in some like local municipal fucking meeting? And the caption I read said that it was something about like they're trying to talk about people that are avoiding service or the draft or something like that. I might have that part wrong.
The conscription, probably.
Yeah, this guy steps into the room and he stands there and he fucking casually detonates 2 flash grenades. And these fucking people sit there in the room like nothing's going on. Have you seen that? Can you find that?
I'm looking for it right
I wonder if I
now.
could find that, man. It was fucking wild, dude. It was wild. I'm gonna see if I could find it. Who, and I'd like to think that, here we go. I found it.
You got it?
Yeah. Here, I'll send you the link.
Sure.
I would like to think, I'll send it to you on the private chat. I would like to think that if I was in a fucking room like that and somebody detonated a flash grenade, that I would either whoop their ass immediately on sight. If you fucking pull a pin on something and throw it and I'm by you, you're fucking catching a fucking boot in the ass, dude.
Catching the beating.
If we're gonna die, you're getting kicked in the nuts first. Like, for sure.
I think you have about half a second on that flash grenade, by the way.
Really?
Before you can kick the nuts, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I sent you that link.
I got it. I'm bringing it up right now. Screen share's on.
Oh, shit. Here we go.
TikTok's loading. I got a little lag on this.
So check this out.
Video isn't available. It was too cool.
Motherfucker. See if you can find it somewhere else. Maybe just put it up in there. Maybe you'll find it on TikTok. Ukraine. You just put Ukraine.
Flashbang court.
Flash grenade. I don't think it was court. Or maybe it was. I don't know. What the fuck is this? Oh my God.
Oh my
God. Fuck it. Jesus. This is why nobody wants to use TikTok. Number one, they're spying on everything you're fucking doing.
Correct.
And number two, it's stupid. All right. Well, maybe you can find it on Google or something. I don't know.
I'll still look.
Yeah. So anyway, that was fucking nuts, dude. What is your reaction? You're sitting in a room. Some guy steps into the room and he fucking drops a flash grenade. I found another one. I'll send it to you.
Okay. In your videos, he holding them like this, dressed in black?
Yeah.
So that's a counselor. That's somebody on the council.
Oh, Jesus. Well.
And they were not flash grenades.
I thought they were flash grenades.
No, those are proper grenades.
Well,
he wounded 26 people.
Put that video up. I think he would have killed more people. If that was real, I think he would have killed people, right?
Well, grenades don't do what the movies do, but they do hurt people. For sure. You put that video in the chat?
Yeah, man.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Watch this, dude. This is fucking wild. Watch it. You're sharing your TikTok screen still. There we go. Okay.
Like I said, I got the lag on this.
Turn it down a tiny bit. There's some people. They're standing in a room talking, arguing. Okay, this guy walks through a door on the side of the room in all black. Is just leaning on the door all casually. They're arguing. He's just standing there casually, hands in his pocket, observing. Right hand comes out. Oh boy. Left hand comes out. He yells. That's him. 1, 2. Boom. Oh man, they don't show it. Bastards.
Jesus.
Injured 26. Okay, that's good.
Threw it on the ground like a thug.
Dude, did he get injured?
I fucking bet.
I mean, Jesus
I bet he
Christ. Did. No regard for anybody. That's a fucking bitch move right there, man.
I thought it was pretty cool.
I mean, he stayed in the room though. I guess he followed it.
They were arguing a lot. I'm trying to learn Russian right now, and I know the language is slightly different, but they were saying a couple bad words in there.
Yeah, getting after it.
I learned all the swear words first.
Yeah, that's the right way.
I think so.
I think that's the only way.
I did the same thing with German.
Yeah, right. That was wild. Oh man. So, dude, a couple things. One is jiu-jitsu weekend. Combat jiu-jitsu is tomorrow.
Big combat. The middleweights in combat jiu-jitsu.
I heard I haven't been too on the ball with it, but I know I think it was one of the Tackett boys was in there and had to pull out. He's being replaced. They just announced a replacement yesterday.
William Tackett, trials winner.
I'm going to add your screen to stage, okay?
Yeah.
Boom. Yeah. When's that article from, though?
It's taking place. It's talking about the middleweights taking place December 22nd.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Well, that's from October, though. Yeah, William Tackett's out.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, he's out.
I thought that was a more updated article. My bad.
You know what seems to have the most?
Is Ryan Aiken still in?
I think he is. Yeah.
Okay. 10-peat black belt.
The site that seems to have the most is Instagram.
Really?
Kind of sounds crazy, but they seem to have most of the updates. I think it's his name is Pierpaolo Chiappe. He's taking he's taking
Rip me.
William Tackett's place. Princeton Jackson. I wonder if there's a full fight card announced. I don't think Roberto Jimenez is in it. He pulled out. Ryan Akins is in it. Chris Dempsey, Javier Torres, Joe Cropshot, Colon Sabino. I'm looking forward to watching it. We need to get the card up, man. It's kind of hard to find info on it, to be honest with you.
Let's see if I can look at it without having to log in.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to find the.
Yeah, they want me to log in.
Some places are covering it a little more.
Pierpaolo Chiappe, Princeton Jackson.
Than they used to, but not like it needs to be covered, man.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to talk about it. It's fucking
not enough people.
No, man. It's not. It's fucking lame. Combat jiu-jitsu is fucking dope.
It's awesome. Lots of stuff doesn't work when you're getting whacked in the face.
No, I know. Jesus.
I like that there's these different types of things getting big now. Different subgenres almost of jiu-jitsu where you can see the evolution of certain move patterns.
Yeah.
So the metas change even between the subgenres. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think in the beginning, combat jiu-jitsu was kind of a hard sell.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was kind of
like, how does it differentiate from MMA?
Yeah. I think people were kind of like, what the fuck are we watching?
Mm-hmm.
And people were just still kind of figuring it out as well in terms of like how to strike and, you know, like what the best way to do it is, what the best fighting patterns were, what the best positions were, all that shit, like kind of took time to flesh out. And then, you know, and we've talked about it before, but man, we've seen people get knocked out in combat jiu-jitsu now.
Yeah, that's
just
wild.
from open hand strikes, you know? So it's definitely changing in terms of like the positions you could play. But that goes for everything,
mm-hmm.
right? So whatever your rule set is, it's going to dictate the game that you play. And ADCC is really popular right now, and ADCC favors stand up. You know, there's a penalty for pulling guard in the finals. I guess you can. Well, I think in the semifinals or finals, you can't pull it all, even from the first moment. But it's a very stand up centric martial art, you know, or
mm-hmm.
or format. It's like super focused on that. So everyone's doing it and they're like, yeah, this is the fucking only way to do it. Stand up, man. What were we doing? Not doing stand up, blah, 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 blah. But it's like you take away that particular rule set and then the techniques are going to change. People are going to do different shit.
Yeah.
That's
those metas are going to be, hard to keep
different.
Up with.
And I hate the word meta, but the meta changes and people get hung up on the meta. Like, you know, this new thing is the only thing or the only way.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where people I think fuck up. I think the real wisdom is being able to be flexible with your mindset and your approach and trying to learn and complement the things that you have and fix things that you think are deficiencies. But then on top of all that, like the thing about jujitsu is that most people doing jujitsu are not professional jujitsu people.
I'm certainly not.
You know, most people doing jujitsu are regular motherfuckers. They have regular jobs. They go to their jujitsu class a few times a week and they have a good time. And some of those people compete. You know, there's a contingency of people that are regular that also do competitions here and there. And then there's a group of people that they're in a stage of their life where they can competitively dabble in jujitsu, but they don't, or they know in their heart that they're not going to be a long-term competitor. But they're like, hey, I'm young. I want to have some fun. I'm going to do as many competitions as I can. But they know in a few years they're going to stop competing.
Yeah.
Their goal is not to be the best in the world.
Well, the cool thing nowadays is whether they do or don't, there's so many new things going on, like combat jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Or like the Medusa.
Yeah.
For the ladies as well. There's all kinds of stuff. ADCC, you got Nagas, you got all kinds of stuff going in different areas. And it's whether you have the half a mind to compete for long term or compete a little bit, you have the opportunity now because there's just so much of it.
You can find something
that keeps going.
Yeah. I wonder if there ever will be a pattern shift where a couple of the formats will dominate. Because I think in the gi world, see, we don't know. A lot of us right now don't have the historical context and we're not around. Is gi jiu-jitsu developed? And when I say developed, I mean like when they first adapted a belt system, when they first started doing tournaments, when they first started figuring out what formats they wanted, when they figured out the point system. You know, there could have, and I don't know this, I have no fucking clue. I'm talking out of my ass, but it's not inconceivable to think that there were multiple people trying multiple different ways of doing it before it was kind of like, no, this is the way that is going to work or be the way. And then the IBJJF grew to such a strong organization that it became the standard for how the point system worked, how the competitions worked, competition format. And most gi tournaments followed that format pretty much to a T. It wasn't like no gi jiu-jitsu is, where you can do ADCC and fucking this one, and you could do that one, and you can do combat jiu-jitsu, and you could do this one's on points, and this one's on submissions, and all this one is just starting in here, and this one's a battle royal, and this one's fucking tag team, like
quintets.
Right.
Yeah, that's awesome.
None of that exists on the gi side. It's fucking 90% IBJJF rule set jiu-jitsu. But I just wonder if in the 60s or the 50s or whenever jiu-jitsu was developing as a tournament or a competition-based martial art, did they have a bunch of wonky, weird shit that people were trying?
I want to dig into that because I would have half a mind to guess that goes all the way back to maybe even Jigaro Kanu's judo.
Yeah.
His point system, and maybe that was adopted by some of the Japanese jiu-jitsu guys. My guess would be the Gracies may have, after they learned it, go back to Brazil and then figure it out from there.
Yeah, I think there's definitely something. Yeah, it doesn't seem far-fetched to me. Like that seems totally like reasonable.
But in my opinion, if it was really developed then and then just sort of added on to here and there, I feel like if that's all that happened with gis, in my opinion, it's a bit too rigid. I like the flexibility with the no gi.
Yeah,
I like the different rule sets.
Yeah, I do too. I think that there's something in there for everybody right now, but I also think that that's not really that sustainable.
Yeah.
You know, but then maybe grappling without a specialized uniform is flexible enough that you can deviate on the rule set and still have an interesting experience. Like maybe the fact that you use a gi in and of itself might kind of box you into a particular competitive rule set. I don't know. But with no gi jiu-jitsu, it's just kind of all over the place still. And I think it's because there's no monopoly on the market in terms of competition. Like everybody's doing it. And really, I think when no-gi competition really started in a big way, I guess, you know, people didn't pay a lot of attention to it. And no-gi grapplers were kind of looked down on. And I mean, that was the vibe that I got when I was brand new, that the guys that only did no-gi were like, "Oh yeah, he's just a wrestler. He just wants to guillotine you."
Wrestling.
Guys that did leg locks back then were like, "Oh, he doesn't know how to pass guard. Try that shit on me. He can't even pass guard. What are you gonna do when I come up on top? You're gonna fall for a leg lock? I'm gonna come right up on top of you and get mount."
It said that about Dean Lister too, and he
Yeah.
just detonated people's knees.
And I mean, listen, there was some truth to that. There were some guys that were falling on leg locks that sucked.
Mm.
And there were dudes that all they could do was guillotine and they wrestled and that was it. They weren't even fucking very good at wrestling. But it's not like that anymore.
Not anymore.
Like that shit's way, way different.
Yeah.
So the way, no-gi grappling was viewed, I just don't think anyone ever viewed it as a threat competitively from the other side of the house. Like, I don't think, and maybe they still don't, but I bet the IBJJF goes like, fuck.
Well,
ADCC is cutting into our market. Like, goddamn.
Yeah, cutting in the market for sure. That's how it's supposed to work, I think. Like if you're selling the better product,
yeah. But maybe I'm wrong.
Better's relative, but also I think the IBJJF with gi specifically has the balance of tradition as well, because I think there's always going to be people who want to do that.
I do too.
I way prefer no gi, but I still enjoy doing the gi sometimes.
Yeah, I like to put it on and train and stuff, and it is very accessible for a new person when they go somewhere. You drop into 2 rooms. Put yourself in this mindset. You're a regular person. You're not a hard ass athlete. You're not a badass ex wrestler. You didn't play football. You weren't fucking raised on the streets. You're just a regular fucker, dude. Regular dude, regular lady, whatever. And you're like, I want to go do jujitsu. I'm going to go drop in and try 2 trial classes. And one of them is a gi school. And you go to the gi school and everyone's got the gis on. And especially if it's a little more friendly, then you could very easily, they put a loner gi on you if they know what they're doing. You look like them, you feel like them, you already feel like you're part of the thing.
One of us.
You're one of us already. You come to no-gi class and you got sweatpants on.
What's up, scrub?
A double XL Hanes beefy t-shirt. Nobody's dressed like you. Yeah. You notice that everyone's got weird tights on and compression shirts, and you got a baggy shirt, you got a wristband, you have fucking sweats with big ass pockets, you tried to wear your socks on the mat, like you fucking don't know. And
some of the rash guards are dominant colors you're vaguely aware of.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a little more grimy. It's more skin to skin. There's no fucking thick ass, canvas jacket between you two.
It's way more intimate than a gi. I don't know why.
You're not grabbing the uniform to do the moves. You're grabbing the fucking person to do the moves, And I just think that that's kind of a turnoff for a lot of people. A lot of people are like, oh, this is too real.
Not me.
I'd rather put the jacket on and like have that's how I think people think that.
Yeah.
And it's probably easier to learn with the jacket in the beginning because you have handles and it makes sense.
Yeah. You can stall.
I actually think if I had my way, I could do it. If I could just set it up any way that I wanted to do it, I would make every student who's new to jiu-jitsu, I would make them train in a gi for probably 6 months to a year, perhaps in the beginning. And then I would fold them into no-gi students. And the gi would strictly be a training tool that we used from time to time when we were learning new techniques and we needed handles and we needed grips to help assist our bodies to move in the right directions.
Kids usually start like that, right? Just for the same logic.
Yeah, I mean,
it forces you to get technique down because you're not going to muscle fuck somebody in a gi most of the time, at least beginning.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
The gi is just a tool. It's just a training tool. It's like a heavy bag or a speed bag. The bag is not an opponent. When you're hitting the bag that you're putting work in, right? You're practicing. But when you really box, you're not boxing a bag, you're boxing a person. So the gi is a tool that you use. And you know that, hey, if I'm going to compete, the competitive modality should be no gi. But the gi should be a tool that I use to help me get ready for those no gi situations. A refinement, especially. And the reason I say it's a tool is like, especially for your defense, because you can't You can't
Oh, yeah.
cheat, you know?
Yeah.
All your little fuck ups in the gi, you have to account for.
Mhm.
You move your elbow too far, you can't get it back. You fucking open your neck up too wide, now you're getting choked. You put your hand in the wrong place, now it's trapped. No-gi, you get away with a lot of shit.
I think in no-gi, you do get away with a lot of shit, but there are more immediate and severe repercussions for fuck ups. And with a gi, it's elongated suffering for fuck ups.
It's more static.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just think when you do get caught for fuck ups, yeah, you get caught quickly, but a lot of times you don't get caught.
You can get away with a bunch of shit.
A lot of shit.
That's why I love it.
Yeah.
Because I fuck up a lot.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely fun.
It is fun.
It's the Wild West still. It's the Wild West time in jiu-jitsu still, which is pretty dope.
It's cool to see.
Yeah, it really is. So anyway,
I'm glad we didn't get stuck in the rigidity of it, but yeah.
I know, man. I escaped that gi world just in time. Just in time. But I'm looking forward to checking it out. You could catch Combat Jiu-Jitsu on Fight Pass.
Fight Pass.
UFC Fight Pass tomorrow evening. Dude, Eddie Bravo is gonna it's gonna be a travesty if he is not given a red belt, in my opinion. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah.
I think that he is an innovator. I think he has done a lot for the martial art and sport of jiu-jitsu. He's just done it on a different format. He organized and proliferated no-gi jiu-jitsu at a high rate that nobody else was doing. And you could criticize the techniques, you could criticize the process, but you cannot argue with the fact that there's like 170 affiliates now.
Not only that, from a business point of view, and like
it's fucking crazy.
People have spoken kind of thing.
Yeah.
You're seeing 10p black belts.
Yeah.
At the tippy tops of all of these rosters of these competitions.
You're seeing them a lot. There's still yet, I think, to have an ADCC winner, which I think is the creme de la creme. You know,
well, that's because Gordon's alive.
Yeah, I know. It's a fucking guy. He's winning every weight class.
It's too good.
Just taking all the belts and medals. Anyway, I heard Sean Applegate is the head coach at 10th Planet Atlanta, and he was recently on another podcast. I don't remember what the podcast was, but I've been seeing clips. I'll look it up real quick of him talking. And he's specifically talking about techniques and like the types of techniques and the things you need to be focusing on and learning and shit like that. He was on I think if you check like Scotty P Breakdown on Instagram, I think he had a video with him. But he's talking to like how in jiu-jitsu there's like a lot of fancy sensationalist things that happen. How like at the high levels you'll see somebody who's really popular, really cool, will pull off some fucking cool ass move. And then everyone's like, oh, that's the new move. And then everyone's trying to do it. And like, blah, blah, we got to learn this move. We got to do this move. And he's contending like most of that fancy trick shit doesn't really work at the highest levels. It's like fancy trick shit, you know, and at the highest levels, it requires a more disciplined, structured way of grappling. And I think that he has a good point. I really do. I think I understand what he's saying for sure. Cause they're definitely, and I've seen this happen multiple times now with move sets and things where everyone's like, this is going to be the thing. This is the thing, man. If you learn this thing, nobody's going to be able to do anything against you because this is going to be the thing. And this other thing's not the thing. And it's like, it just keeps changing, man. Some things are the things and some things are not the things, you know. It's like there's nothing is going to work every time all the time. It's just not going to be that way. And I think that we would be well served in the no-gi jiu-jitsu world if we looked at wrestling as our example, because that's a developed grappling, no-gi grappling martial art that's highly developed, not just in this country, but in the fucking world. And at the high levels of wrestling, there are techniques that work. You know, there are moves that work and they work reasonably well. But there's also guys who come in and do some wild, funky shit, and it works for them too, pretty reasonably well. And if you were to try to copy that wild, funky shit, you may not be able to copy that. You might not be able to pull that off. It might not be something that's mass reproducible.
Yeah.
And I think the idea is that the things that are the easiest are mass reproducible, and those things work the best. And usually that's true, but there's always a contingency of competitors that are orbiting kind of in that like weird, unorthodox space. It's like 20% of your guys are going to be doing shit that is just fucking weird, and it's hard to deal with. And you don't want to lose that by going like, hey, unorthodox shit ain't going to work. Right.
No, one of the best things about Eddie, like we were talking about, not only with the business perspective and the people being into it, is like his views on adaptability and evolution. He's like, if you find something that works, you run with it, develop it, and bring it back, and we'll test it.
Yeah.
And that adaptability, that's how we get known. 10th Planet gets known as some of the innovators of that crazy shit.
Yeah, I think the criticism is that nobody does that at the highest levels
so far. Yeah,
so far.
But again, Wild West.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, right now, what we're seeing work at the highest level is the stuff that's Gordon's doing, and then all the stuff that everybody who's copying Gordon, the stuff that they're doing. But then, I'm gonna if you flip that around and you go, well, what about the Rotolo brothers? What are they doing?
What about the Rotolos?
Who the fuck can copy what they're doing? Nobody. That's some unorthodox shit, right? But
there's also
it works.
People like Ben Eddy hitting Hindulatines.
Yeah,
shit like that. It's crazy.
Yeah, there's anyway. Check it out if you have a chance to check that out. Sean's really Sean Applegate is
he's a beast.
He's a real. I'd like hearing him talk about jiu-jitsu because he kind of talks about it from a more interesting perspective for me.
The shorts on my end on Instagram wouldn't play, or the reels, I guess.
Yeah.
But the evolution of jiu-jitsu grappling theory with 10th Planet Atlantis, Sean Applegate and Ryan Aiken is on YouTube.
Oh, that's cool.
Scotty P breakdown, 53 minutes. It should be a good watch.
Yeah. So I heard him talking about that. I thought that was interesting. It's tricky, man, because when you're trying to figure out what kind of shit you want to teach your students, you're like, how am I going to put together this curriculum that's going to like actually work and that's going to help people learn how to be good grapplers?
How do you, as a coach, in your mind, break down, or at least dedicate, like, this is the curriculum that I see the students need now, versus like what you think might? Do you try to anticipate what we would need after that, or is it like shifting curriculum to keep everything in a general high?
Yeah, I guess it just depends. I mean, I try to put a time box on a series of ideas. Like if we're going to focus on, like, for instance, we're like, hey, we're going to start focusing. So, okay, let's say it like this. I think of jiu-jitsu as a positional framework that has 8 positions in it. Right. And I know I talk about this all the time, but like I think there's 8 positions. And the first 2 are the fighting positions, which are standing and guard, like all the guards, every guard you ever thought of in your whole life. And that's an offensive and defensive. And both players they're fighting positions because both people can do lots of shit from standing and from bottom and top when someone's playing guard. Okay. Those are two of the main fighting positions. And then the other 6, they're all pins. It's side control, neon belly, mount, back control, ashi, and turtle. Right. So if you break it down that way, then you go like, okay, when you have all these 8 positions, obviously when we are doing a jiu-jitsu match and we're rolling, if we were like, hey, okay, Andrew, here's what I want you to do. I want you to sit on the side of the mats and I want you to record the minutes that I spend in each 8 of these positions for a whole year. I want you to watch every match I do. And if I had and tally up all the time I spend in side control, all the time I spend in mount, all the time I spend in neon belly, all the time I spend in turtle, there's a high likelihood that of those 6 pinning positions, most of my time would be spent in side control, mount, back control. There's a high likelihood. And then maybe some neon belly, probably some ashi, maybe some turtle, right? Of course, mixed in there. But those other ones are the hot spots.
Yeah.
And then if you fold in the other two, you look at all 8 positions, I'm probably going to spend most of my time in the guard or using guard. That's where most of the fight is in jiu-jitsu. And it's because you don't have to stand up. You can be pinned in, I'm sorry, you cannot be pinned in jiu-jitsu. So it doesn't, it doesn't force you to fight off your feet.
There's no detriment.
There's no detriment, not necessarily, right? If we're just talking pure jiu-jitsu, we're not striking, we're not in ADCC, we're just talking like, jiu-jitsu proper. You could fight off of your back. So because of that, there's an awful lot of time spent passing guard and using and defending guard. And so that, in my mind, what I do is I go 60 to 70% of my curriculum needs to focus on either passing guard or playing guard, because that's most of what we fucking do,
or a variant of,
like, or a variant of that. Right. And then it's like, well, in Nogi Jiu-Jitsu, what are the main guards? Well, we know half guard is super fucking prevalent.
Super big.
And in half guard, what are the main ones? Right. And so you just kind of like, then you use that to drive what your focus is. Right. And then you kind of circle around the other positions as needed. And you have to be able to read your room. Of course, there's always going to be new people coming in. So you always got to go over regular shit. But the exotic shit, the really wild, crazy, cool shit,
the cool stuff,
you don't teach that to people.
Damn it.
People develop that.
Yeah.
And then they seek it out and they learn it on their own. You don't, you generally don't go like, hey, I'm Ben Eddy. I'm going to teach 60 people in this room tonight to do a Hindulatine, because only like 6 people are going to be able to fucking even do the move.
If that, yeah.
Okay. And out of that room of 60, the ones who can do it, they already know who they are. As soon as he walks in the room, they're like, oh yeah, I can do this shit today. And the other group are like, oh fuck, I'm not gonna be able to do anything. So like when it comes to specialization and all that shit, it's not the instructor's job to teach everyone to be specialists. It's my job to teach you to be really fucking good in all these positions in the best, quickest way possible. How can I bring you up to speed and make you proficient? And then all the cool shit you do is the development of who you are as a person, what your body type is, how your brain works, how your body works. And my job is to get out of the fucking way of that and let you fucking do that and develop it and be fucking dope at it. And if you get stuck or you need help, or I see things that I think can complement it, then I'll try to be like, hey, you should look at this too. Hey, have you ever thought of that? I definitely don't try to go like, why are you doing that? That's fucking lame. It'll never work.
Yeah.
I just don't do that.
You for sure encourage differences. And like, I think you walk around with a sense of, okay, as long as I know that you have what I need to see from you correct, feel free to investigate your avenue.
I mean, that's why ecological jiu-jitsu is so popular right now.
Yeah.
Speaking of the meta shifting, right? What I don't know if jiu-jitsu people are even understanding this, but
I'm loving it so far.
What's happening is that jiu-jitsu is finally catching up with the other sports in terms of how it's taught and how it's trained. If you watch like wrestling, how they learn wrestling, they don't teach wrestling the way they teach a jiu-jitsu class, where the instructor shows 3 moves and makes everyone drill them and corrects everybody on every fucking grip, and your pinky toe has to be pointed to the window, and your fucking your tongue has to be on the roof of your mouth, and you have to squint your eyebrows. It's like they don't do that. It's like, here's what we're trying to do. Get your fucking partner and start fucking doing it. Hammer it. Let's go. Because you got to swing the hammer, and then you got to figure out, while that hammer's in flight, how to get it to the nail. And sometimes you do a perfect swing, and sometimes your shoulder's out, sometimes your elbow's wide, but you don't get to stop and redo it. You got to figure out how to correct it mid-flight and make it work. And that's how jiu-jitsu is. You got to figure out how to fucking do it with timing and pressure. And you don't get that in a static environment. And that's what we've mostly done. We've drilled in a static environment with very little like timing, in the sense that your partner's not really trying to do anything back to you or resist you in any kind of way.
Yeah.
And no pressure, because there's literally like, they're allowing you to do these techniques.
Yeah, for sure.
So you statically drill it. And I think in the beginning, there's something to that, because it's very hard to do anything in the wild when you first walk through the door. It's fucking unreachable for you.
Yeah.
So we go like, let's take those factors out of it.
Yeah.
No resistance. oh, okay, well, now my body can at least getting used to moving in these directions.
Mhm.
But eventually you're going to have to put me in some ecological fucking settings where
Yeah.
I got to fucking fight and figure it out.
Yeah, because in no world we occupy am I going to let you do that.
Absolutely.
Everybody's going to fight back.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can fly the flight simulator all you want,
Yeah.
but you're not a pilot until you get in the fucking airplane.
Yeah.
You know, and I think we're figuring out that to take knowledge and turn it into skill, you need to be doing ecological style drills. That is the funnel that takes the information from your head and puts it into your body.
Mm.
All right. That's the way you get it.
Yeah.
And what the ecological hack is right now is they realize, look, let's save all this time teaching techniques. Fuck it. Let's not describe it all and explain it all and blah, 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 blah. Let's just say you start in this spot and you're trying to do this and you're trying to do that. Go and let them figure it out. And they mostly do figure it out. But look, very, 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 very few people are going to get really, really, really to the top of the fucking like become really great at grappling without some feedback on refinement.
Yep.
And that's any sport. Once you get past like high school level sports, there's the level of refinement in college is much higher. Like, and what I mean by refinement is like now it becomes much more important. Where did you put your elbow when you did the move? How did you get your grip? Oh,
Yep.
you're gripping that way. That's worked for you for this long. But now at this level, these people shut that shit down. You got to do it, try it another way. And it doesn't mean it will never work your way,
Yep.
but you have to be open to refinement at that point.
Yeah.
I just think classically we've refined everything way too early.
Yeah. I mean, to go with the metaphor, you can take crude oil out of a barrel or out of the ground and burn that for warmth or for fuel, but you're not putting crude oil in your car.
No,
Right?
it has to be processed.
Yeah.
It's got to be refined. Yeah. I mean, I like all the ecological stuff. I'm definitely trying to mix it in. I'm trying to find a balance.
I do like the investigation and the balance. Like,
you know,
hey, here's the ecological, like what you've been doing. I've noticed is setting up ecological conditions for things that we're already aware of in the week. So like a lot of knee shield and like coming off of Ashi as well.
Yeah.
And linking those two together a bit, especially after last month. Setting up parameters like we were talking about ecological, like this is the end state.
Yeah.
These are the rules in which you can begin on the starting line.
Yeah.
Go. And then after that, you're taking a look around and seeing, is there, what seems to me anyway, my observation is that you take a look around. You very often ask us, hey, who got hung up on what? Let's address that. Because if you're just going to tell us shit that we're not getting hung up on, like, it's like, okay, well, that's cool. I'll keep that in mind. But that didn't happen.
Yeah.
So you getting feedback, active feedback from us and being like, oh, okay, I didn't realize that. This is how you solve this. And then proceed to X.
When we went to that Preet seminar together, that he really drove that point home.
He was so good.
He drove home the point that if you're teaching solutions to problems that don't exist, your students are not going to fucking remember the solutions.
There's no need to.
The best solutions are the ones when they bring you the problem. You're like, oh, here's how you solve that problem. Oh, shit. Now I have like a context for that.
Yeah.
I think that's just learning. Like, duh.
Yeah, but we don't think about it that way.
Yeah.
I don't.
Never, ever. Anyway, excited about it.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fantastic. Make sure you watch Combat Jiu-Jitsu.
Medusa 5 coming up right after that on the 28th, I believe, as well.
Dude, I'm stoked for that. 10th Planet Stockton's very own Bree stick.
Applause.exe. Good luck, Bree. Savage.
Well, we got to give her the crowd cheer.
Fuck yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, Bree.
Yeah, Bree's been teaching classes out at 10th Planet Stockton midweek for us. Hell of a jiu-jitsu coach, hell of a competitor. She is on the Medusa card on the 28th. She's got a super fight against Kay Hansen. So I'm looking forward to that. Kay's pretty fucking good at jiu-jitsu. So
I've heard that. I've not seen her compete yet, but I've heard she's a beast too.
So that'll be a good match. I'm looking forward to that. If you could check, that's going to be on Fight Pass as well, I believe.
I believe so.
Generally so.
I thought I saw it listed. Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's going to be a lot more jiu-jitsu on UFC and involved with the UFC. they're doing a smart thing by developing all these different channels to
Yeah.
develop their athletes and
Yeah.
find the next star. Look, if they spend $5 million on invest, you know how much $5 million go a long way in the jiu-jitsu world.
Yeah.
Like, okay, they spend $10 million in investment and they find one star out of that $10 million who's able to cross over into the UFC and actually sell tickets and they'll make all their money back. That's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, for sure.
And they're like,
by the way, that's also assuming that nothing gets better with the thing they're in
right,
currently.
absolutely.
Like, let's say, even if they don't cultivate a star to go switch over to the UFC in that same, because we're in the Wild West, in that same time period, combat jiu-jitsu could be like one of the next big things. Like bare knuckle, people were laughing at. Now people are buying pay-per-views to watch bare knuckle.
Right. Slap fighting.
Slap fighting.
This is my prediction. We are going to see a slap fighter crossover and get a UFC contract.
I think you're going to see a UFC title.
A UFC title fight against the slap fight champion. Slap fight rules, though. I want to see Logan Paul slap fight. This is when you know it's completely, we are fucking in the end of times. If we see Jake Paul slap fighting Floyd Mayweather.
If that were, I'm very comfortable with Christianity. If that were to happen, simulation guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
Nothing I believe is real if that happens.
Jake Paul slap fights a hologram of Michael Jackson. Who wins? Hologram Michael versus hologram Prince. Who wins?
If we're gonna go back to that, it's Prince.
Michael
all day.
He would have a more higher technology. He was like Nintendo and Prince was like Sega. This is what it is. Michael Jackson's is McDonald's, Prince is Burger King.
Listen, bruv, I preferred Sega.
You fucking would. You would.
I did.
Do you like Pepsi more than Coke?
I don't drink soda.
Oh, you fucking! I swear to God, Matt was right.
I think he was. I think this might have been a mistake on your part.
Dude, I know.
I like Coke, by the way.
Me too.
I don't drink it, but I prefer
Coke. Is the best.
When I drank soda, I drink Coke.
Coke is the absolute best. Yeah. So anyway, check that out. Super stoked that she's on the card. So, good luck, yeah, good luck to you. Good luck to you. UFC 296 happened. Nothing happened like I thought.
Well,
I won.
Apparently, like you or Matt thought.
I won because of, let's just say it right now. Why did I win?
You won based off one call, and that would be the Pantoja. Either Royval or Hoival. I don't know how you say it.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Hoival because of the Brazilian thing.
Yeah.
But that was even that was a round 5 decision. That wasn't even. I don't remember that being extremely dominant, but I only caught bits and pieces. So
I didn't get to watch all of the fights. I was up in the Smoky Mountains. I was trying to watch on a allegedly illegal stream. I'm not sure. Just somebody sent me a link and said, "Hey, you can watch the fights here."
Just don't watch it in public.
I just did. Yeah, just don't have a party and invite everyone over.
I'm surprised you even watched any of it while you were trying to talk a meth head down on stilettos.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I watched, let's see. I watched the first fight. I watched Ferguson and Patty Pimblett, and I love Tony Ferguson.
He looked pretty upset, and I don't blame him.
I think he had a chance to win that fight. But it's hard, man. I think this is the thing that's hard. A prime Tony Ferguson most likely would have whooped Patty Pimblett's ass all over that octagon.
Most of the world. Yeah.
Okay. And we all can acknowledge that.
Yeah.
This is not a slip in Tony's toughness, in his discipline, in his approach. This is father time.
I think so.
And there's nothing you could do to turn that clock back. You can try to slow it down. You can fucking do things that make you feel better, do things that make you think better, do things that make you, but as far as I could tell, God damn it. As far as I could tell, I'm boring myself. No, as far as I can tell, the only guys that are able to make significant changes when they're older are the heavyweights.
Mhm.
And they usually have a stylistic change. And I think the heavyweight class is the most forgiving to stylistic changes because it's less based on speed. The lightweights, the little guys, fuck, dude. If you're not fast, you're dead. You're gone.
I definitely agree with
You're
that.
fucking gone. As soon as you lose
Yeah.
a step, you're gone. Although Cody Garbrandt looked fucking goddamn good in the prelims.
I thought so too.
Yeah, I was like, goddamn. Josh Emmett looked good too. He led the night off with that big knockout.
I'd seen that. I saw the clip of that. It was gorgeous.
Was that Drew Dober? He did that? No, was that? No, it was not Drew Dober.
Josh Emmett, no.
Josh Emmett knocked out that other dude who loved Jesus.
Thug Nasty.
Yeah,
Bryce Mitchell.
Bryce Mitchell. I
Yeah.
don't know why I said Bryce Mitchell.
Yeah, that was awful.
He got knocked out hard.
He was convulsing.
He lumped him, man.
Yeah.
He got tucked. That was a full tuck, tucked in. Remember that?
It's night.
That's a tuck in. I want the UFC to do that. I need Daniel Cormier to be like, oh, when he just got tucked in, like when you get knocked out, that should be called a tuck in. They should actually keep those stats. He's got 13 tuck ins. Wouldn't that be funny?
He said night to 13 homies.
They would be like, and tonight's tuck in is brought to you by NyQuil. ZZZZZ.
Sleep tight, Pookie Bear.
Dude. Oh, and it's another tuck in.
That's dumb.
Big MF is the tuck in winner. Just a reminder, if a tuck in happens tonight, we'll draw a random sample. Like, that would be awesome, man. It could be like the
Bring a random
the
fan.
NyQuil tuck in of the night. So whoever got knocked the fuck out the worst gets tucked in.
I think the best part of this idea, whether they say tuck in or not, is that you pick NyQuil of all things to sponsor a knockout. I think it's a great idea.
It's called the tuck in.
That's a good idea.
It's called the NyQuil tuck in.
Yeah.
And tonight's NyQuil tuck in of the night. It comes with a bonus. You get like $30,000 from NyQuil
to get CTE,
and then it's $50,000 bonus. The guy that gets knocked out gets a whole case of NyQuil. He gets a lifetime supply of NyQuil,
like old school NyQuil, the good stuff.
Yes,
sick,
with codeine in it.
Correct.
It comes like from the factory with.
Juicy J is going to start fighting tomorrow.
Yes, the guy that does the knockout gets $30,000. The guy that gets knocked out gets a lifetime supply of NyQuil.
It's $30,000 worth of NyQuil.
No, the other guy gets the NyQuil. You get the money. You knock him out, you get the money.
Yeah.
And you get a tuck in.
Yeah, but the guy that doesn't need to sleep ever again because he's
Right.
dead, he gets the NyQuil.
Tuck in is going to be like getting a triple double. It's going to be a big deal. It's going to be like, hey, this Hall of Famer has 13 tuck ins. Like, it's a fucking big deal. A big deal. The more tuck ins you get, the more money you get from NyQuil. It's like the Reebok deal. It's like the Reebok deal, dude. It's the NyQuil deal. It's going to change the UFC.
NyQuil. I don't know if you got a representative out there listening, but
The tuck in. You've been tucked in.
Call Dana.
And you've been tucked in. Oh, he got tucked in, Joe. Can you see it?
I can see Cormier saying that, yeah.
With a nice tuck in. That'd be cool. It would suck if you got tucked in. You've been tucked in 4 times.
I've been damn close to getting
I'm going to tuck you in, mate. You're Conor McGregor saying he's going to tuck him in.
I've run my mouth a couple times and got damn close to getting tucked in.
Oh, man. Fuck, dude. I got backhanded by an armbar escape one time. Like a dude was trying to like pull his arm out real quick and he hit me in the face with a backhand. Yes. And he almost tucked me in, dude. I almost got tucked, dude.
Night from an armbar escape.
Yeah, dude.
I wouldn't tell people that, especially on a podcast.
It wouldn't have been a full lifetime supply of NyQuil. It would have been a lifetime like Benadryl. I would have got a supply of that makes you sleepy. Benadryl.
I thought Benadryl was for days.
Benadryl's for allergies and it makes you really tired.
Oh. I don't know if I've ever taken that.
I don't know. Well, obviously you haven't, because Benadryl fucking it's like taking a Quaalude or something.
I don't take drugs.
Yeah, right. You don't look like you don't take drugs.
Correct. Very familiar with
that. Who else was on the card? I didn't get to see all of Wonder Boy's fight. The fucking internet was all over the place.
Yeah, well,
I know he got
our boy Shavkat
tucked him in.
Not tuck in. He got a nasty submission.
He got. Oh, that's right. Fucking guy, Daniel Boone of the fucking middle Europe, or where's this guy from?
Shavkat.
He's from another place in time. He's from a time machine.
He's from whatever world creates destroyers.
We're gonna find out he's the first AI fighter. We just didn't know it.
No,
Like
he's just Russian.
they printed him in a fucking 3D printer. Came out.
I think he's Mongolian, actually.
Yeah, he's dude. He's something.
He's dangerous.
He ain't
is what
from
he
here.
is.
I'll tell you that. Yeah, he's fucking badass, dude. He's a lot of fun to
His
watch.
name is sick.
Who? What was the? And then it was Pantoja was the co-main, and then Covington and Edwards was the main.
Leon got the decision.
Yeah, and I read and saw some highlights. The Colby didn't look super amazing. Lost all the rounds, I think.
I didn't see those. I couldn't speak for that, but I know that my understanding, I could be wrong. My understanding is he blamed the decision. I think he thought he won, but I don't know who wouldn't on a decision, you know?
Sure.
So I'm not going to put that on him.
Yeah, I still think he should have had Donald Trump in his corner.
That'd have been great.
And giving him advice.
Correct.
That would have been awesome.
Correct.
You're doing great. You won all rounds in my books.
He's not even from here, Colby.
We're going to recount. This fight was rigged.
We're going to recount. They're over there counting right now. We're going to go over there with our hearts and minds.
Bro, I know we were going to do some Reddit message board stuff, but I want to do that Nashville or Stockton segment. Or what are you feeling?
Whatever you'd like. I'd like either. You sent me some cool preps for Reddit, and I've got some cool Nashville v Stockton.
Let's do both real quick.
Okay.
Can we just do both? Yeah. Let's just start with Reddit.
You want some of yours? The ones you sent me?
I definitely want the karate ones I sent you. So, like I love Reddit Jiu-Jitsu. I'd love to hate it. And I just thought, you know what? I'm going to dabble in the other martial arts Reddit subgroups and just
never thought to do that.
See what's going on.
Because the BJJ one sucks. So I've never thought to.
What do you mean it sucks? It's amazing.
It's amazing to look at, but it's not fun. I would never participate in it.
Oh, it's so terrible. Yeah. I'm like, are karate practitioners this fucking stupid as well? And unfortunately, the answer is yes. They're actually stupid as well.
As it would turn out.
It was, yeah. So whichever ones you want to bring up, just make sure we get those in there.
Not surprised. You've got one on deck on the screen share right now.
Oh, right on.
How to do stick jumping is what this.
Oh, this was the karate one.
Yeah, you said you wanted to do the karate.
Yeah. So check this out. So so I'm like, okay, I'm trying to do a little show prep, and I enjoy finding Reddit threads and making fun of them, right? So I was like, man, I wonder, like, what are the karate guys doing? Like, what's going on in karate right now? So I checked out Reddit, and I think I'm going to stick with this. I think I'm going to stay on to the karate thing for a minute.
This is good.
So this Endeavor Rights is the username, and they put the title of the thread is "How to Do Stick Jumping." I find it absurd that stick jumping is a necessity to be successful in grading. So and I kind of find it absurd too, to be honest with you.
So far, I'm with him.
At face value, I think you got a real fucking valid point.
If you told me to do that for a purple belt, I'd tell you go fuck yourself.
Why do I got to jump a fucking stick?
I gotta go to work tomorrow, and I'm a grown man.
How high? How high are we swinging this stick? By the way,
go fuck yourself.
Yeah, go fuck yourself. I tried many ways, and I don't know how to get over the stick because my legs are long, but my arms are short. What the fuck does that mean?
He's like a reverse gorilla.
What do you got to jump over the stick on your hands? Like, I don't get it. You're jumping over a stick.
How high they swing? Yeah.
Are you like jumping over it like a steeplechase horse? Are they horsing you? Is the sensei get on your back and you have to like go on all fours and like
hang on. Is your sensei just beating the shit out of you with a stick?
Maybe that's what it is.
And he's just doming you with it.
Scroll down a little. Let's see. Did anybody put anything?
What is stick jumping?
What is stick jumping? I trained for 3 decades in karate and never heard about it. I can imagine some things, but never saw anything. Oh, there's a video. Whoa, click that.
Yeah, Dad, you might have to click that.
Let's see.
Oh, cool. It doesn't take me on the screen share, so I have to fucking do all kinds of shit.
Okay. Somebody put stick jumping
incoming. Fuck.
As a require. Oh, I lost it. God. What are you doing? If you're looking at the screen right now, you can see the threads up.
It just keeps reverting me to this. I gotta find the video on its own.
Don't worry about it. Just scroll down. Okay. So it goes stick jumping as a requirement for grading. I've never heard that before. Is that the norm in your style? Knowing what I know about Kyokushin, should you just punch the person holding the stick repeatedly? Coming from Ryukyu Kempo, I'd even try a disarm or toot-based joint lock. All joking aside, just like all things karate, you just have to practice the technique until you're sick of it and then practice some more. Grass cutting sword says, you're the person holding the stick for yourself. So yeah, that still fits in the Kyokushin worldview. Oh, so you got to jump your own stick. His legs are long, but his arms are short. So he's got these little fucking
quick karate.
T-Rex arms. He's got to swing a stick under his own legs, jump it. Like sounds like some prerequisite to being able to like play Quidditch. Can you jump your own stick, boy?
Can you jump your broom?
Can you jump your boom? He jumped me boom, puppy. Yeah, it's fucking weird, man. Okay, let's move on.
I like that we had to get 6 comments deep to figure out the fuck he's talking about.
I know. What's the next one? I think I have another karate one in there too.
There's one that's titled Kumite that I'm pretty excited about.
Yes, let's watch that.
Okay.
I wonder if I could find the old Kumite clip where I prank phone called this guy for the Kumite.
About a Kumite?
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
It is pretty sick. Okay, here we go. I have a question about the point system in Kumite. First of all, here's where you're fucking wrong. The Kumite
a couple problems right out of the gate.
Doesn't have a point system, motherfucker. The Kumite is till death.
A body count system.
I don't know. You know, if you go back to the original Kumite videos when they videotaped it, Bloodsport 1 and 2, like
which were documentaries.
Yeah, those were live pay-per-views. Yeah, there's no fucking points in Kumite, so that's bothersome. Okay, so he goes, I have seen people do face punches in Kumite.
Oh shit.
But the thing, he has to call it out. See, the world I come from, when you say punches, I assume face. We don't have to delineate that they're face punches.
Every time I've been hit, it's been in the face.
Okay. I have seen people do face punches in Kumite, but the thing is, sometimes it's a point and sometimes it's a foul. So I want to know what makes a punch to the face a foul and how to avoid it. What the
top comment? Depends on the rules of the association hosting the tournament.
Oh, brother. This is how fractured no-gi jiu-jitsu could be. Could you imagine this? Scroll down a little.
This is the right answer.
I've seen rules where you cannot punch to the face or head. You could punch to the head, but not the face. You can lightly tap the head or face. You can punch the head or face, but not hard enough to make the head move. It sounds like a kid game. That's not the kind of rules we made up as kids. Well, how hard? We used to play this game called kick tag. Okay. Now, my oldest cousin,
just kicking.
Super Cuz. The Super Cuz is the one who has the he wrote this track that we play as the beginning sometimes.
Oh, I love that song. Yeah.
Yeah.
Show me that.
This is Super Cuz. Knuckle Up.
Knuckle Up.
It's on Spotify right now. I think we added the gunshots. But this is Stockton. So we used to, I'll play this in the background while I tell you the story. We used to play a game called Kick Tag. And Kick Tag became an offshoot of something we did called ninja training. And the idea for ninja training developed because
this is already bullshit.
Because the kid that lived next door to my grandma, there was a tree in his yard that didn't grow straight up. It grew kind of slanted, and it became like a test. In like the first obstacle of ninja training was, could you run up to a certain point in that tree and then jump off? And
quick question, did you include that kid in all this because he needed to be your friend for you to use his property in the tree to test?
No, he was one of the ninjas.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. It was just me and my ninjas. We just hung out. And
you're what?
I don't mean it like that, you stupid. We could run up the side of the tree, right? Well, my oldest cousin, Super Cuz, the guy singing Knuckle Up, was basically the instructor of ninja training. Something we did.
He was the head ninja.
He was the head ninja in charge. Yes, dude. And so an offshoot of this became a game we played called Kick Tag. And it was like, well, how do you imagine kick tag working? Like you kick people. That's how you tag them.
Off the tree, I'm assuming.
Yes, he liked to launch himself from the tree onto you and
Fuck yeah.
kicking you down on the ground. That was his game.
Hell yeah.
And the rule was there was one rule to kick tag, and it was like, how hard do you kick? And the rule was so they know they've been kicked. That was how hard you were allowed to kick somebody in kick tag.
Fairly relative.
And as a kid, we all knew what that meant. That meant that he was going to jump out of the tree and kick you as hard as he could. Yeah, so that's what these rules sound like, man.
Sounds like you had your own kumite going on down there.
Yeah, we did. So let's see. Only part of kumite is the control of your technique. If you touch the face of the fist is good. If you destroy the opponent's nose, it's not good. Karate is light contact. We don't want to hurt the other that much.
Opposite of a kumite.
Okay, then somebody says, correction. Karate point sparring is a light contact sport. There are other karate competition formats where full contact is required. Also, not all karate dojos train for or participate in competition.
You being very gracious about those spelling errors.
Yes, scroll. What does it say? Yeah, that really depends on the style. When did it become I could punch or strike the face, but I couldn't make the head move? Because in point sparring, you aren't trying to give them CTE, but maybe CTE. That is, how hard do you kick? Hard enough that they know they've been kicked. That's what that is.
Hard enough that the ref knows they didn't get kicked that hard.
Apparently. Oh man, I love it. I love that I found a new place to hang out on Reddit.
Karate's retarded.
What do you got for me, man? What do we got on the other side? The other Reddits.
The other Reddits, I would say.
I'm gonna look something up while you pull up the next one.
Sure.
You mind reading the next one?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna get it on deck here.
I'm gonna try to find that Kumite prank phone call from inside.
By the way, I developed a theory just now. I think they're saying kumite to make it sound like they're not telling people as adults they're going to their karate tournaments.
Oh yeah, maybe.
That's a guess.
Maybe.
Question for all judo black belts that also do BJJ. This is r/BJJ.
Okay, let's hear it.
I just saw a post where a BJJ black belt claimed he was at the level of a purple or brown belt when he was a white belt, all because he was a judo black belt. Are you tracking that?
I saw a post where a black belt claimed he was at the level of purple and brown when he was a white belt.
All because he was currently a judo black belt.
Oh, wow.
Tracking that?
So he came right in and said he was a brown belt out of the gate.
I know this one's white. It's just a formality. I personally know a bunch of judokas, some that got their black belt after starting jiu-jitsu and some that already had it beforehand. So my question is, what was your skill level close to or equivalent to as a judo black belt in BJJ when you started?
Well, the rule is competition is that if you're a black belt in judo and you've never been ranked in jiu-jitsu, that you are a blue belt.
Really?
You cannot compete as a white belt. You have to compete as a blue belt. But they definitely don't say you're a brown belt. 10th Planet does.
That'd be sick.
That's why I love Eddie. No,
awesome.
No, 10th Planet does not transfer judo belts, right? That'd be hella funny though. No, man, like, yeah, you can throw people and it's for sure it's going to be an advantage. And you're probably going to be, if you're a real legitimate competitive judo black belt, there's a chance you're going to be decent at jiu-jitsu for sure, but just say like, oh, that means I'm a brown belt. That's a stretch.
Yeah. And I feel like you're going to lose.
What's next?
I feel like you're going to lose a lot of respect for doing that, I'd imagine.
I think so.
Do you want to play Nashville or Stockton?
Yeah, dude, I want to play Nashville or Stockton. You got to explain how the game works first.
So from what I understood from your query was that I was supposed to look for funny or crazy news stories, not tell you the location or details of them that would give away the location. And then you would have to guess if it's your old home dump of Stockton.
Okay.
Or our new adopted dump of Nashville. I don't mean that. I like both places.
Yeah, you do not like Stockton. liar.
I've never been there.
I know. That's
I
how
don't
I know
care
you're
to.
lying.
I don't care to.
That's how I know you're lying. Okay, this sounds like a fun game.
Nashville's sick.
Okay,
So
let's play the game.
first
Let's play the game. Oh, go ahead.
First one. A man was accused of leading police on a high-speed chase, which ended in a fiery crash. Police say he fled on foot from the crash and, quote, proceeded to throw a firearm and drugs in his flight path. Police detectives reportedly recovered bags of marijuana, cocaine, oxycodone, Suboxone, mushrooms, and unknown prescription pills, a pistol, and a semi-automatic, quote, ghost pistol with no serial number. That's what fucking ghost pistol means, idiot. Were also seized. Stockton or Smashville?
I know this one. I feel like I know this one. And the reason I know this one is listening to you telling me the details of the case, I was able to deduce
Nice.
that two things told me: mushrooms, pills,
Lots of them,
unmarked pills,
3 different types, and unmarked. They don't even know.
and the ghost gun tells me that that's Stockton.
Well, it was Nashville. We go hard too, buddy.
Dang, I really fucked that one up, man.
I think you want everybody to smoke weed.
Yeah, I do. God
You
dang.
stink.
That was terrible. God, I blew that one.
This is a fun game.
Yeah, it is. Okay, let's go. Let's try it again.
A famous musician brought a literal semi full of toys to donate to his local yearly Christmas drive.
There's no fucking way that's in Stockton.
Correct. That was Jelly Roll a couple days ago.
Of course.
That's
man.
Nashville.
There you go. Hey.
Shout out to Jelly Roll. It was a cool thing to do, dude.
I saw Jelly Roll live.
My buddy John, my roommate, saw his missus at Walmart.
Hey.
That's not a euphemism. She was just shopping.
I saw that other dude too. Who's the other guy that's famous from Nashville? It's not Jelly Roll. It's
Kid Rock. He's not from here.
Nah, it's not Kid Rock. It's like a Jelly Roll-esque style dude who's pretty popular right now. Anyway, we went to this Darius Rucker show at the Ryman.
Was it Darius Rucker?
No.
Oh.
But dude, he sang all the Hootie and the Blowfish jams. It was so awesome, dude. Oh, I wanna be with you. Oh, no. Don't say I'm crazy. You don't wanna let her cry. He was good, man. Okay, let's go. Next.
A woman accused of murder who was arrested, whose male accomplice is still on the run and implicated. His identifying marker is a, quote, "Don't trust them hoes" tattoo on his hip.
I kill me.
50-50, and I bet you get it.
That's good. That's one to grow on right there.
Is that Stockton or Nashville?
That's Stockton.
That's
man.
faux show Stockton. What a toilet.
Wow, man. I nailed it. Awesome.
Alrighty.
Okay. Is that
one
Last
more.
one. Okay.
One more. And I have an update on this one as well.
Oh, shit. Okay. We got to set this one up.
When I wrote this one the other day, this was
Okay.
breaking news.
Okay. This is going to be the last one, right?
Yes.
Okay.
A known sports player arrested for murder and kidnapping, allegedly dumping a body in a remote location after a game. He played the game, kidnapped and murdered somebody, and then dumped their body in a remote location.
That's a nervous laugh, by the way. I know that's Stockton, man. That's gotta be. It sounds like Stockton.
Okay, let me tell you the update. Maybe it'll.
Let's hear it.
The update. He was captured immediately and confessed.
Oh, that's Stockton, right?
He also apparently snitched on like 2 or 3 other people that were involved because they found that he allowed them to go through his phone. And they were talking about setting up the kidnapping and murder after the game in a fucking text thread.
Oh, this is the guy that played basketball. He was a G League basketball player for the Stockton Kings.
Correct.
Yes. Isn't that crazy? He played a basketball game after he killed this girl. He went and played the game
after, because my understanding was he finished up the game, took a hot shower, and then did all that.
Oh, I think he played the next day.
Either way is rough.
Something. He said he got arrested on the practice. At practice. Dude, this is what what and I saw an exchange that they had reprinted from the text exchange that these people had sent each other.
Their personal text?
Yeah. Did you, in the emoticons that they used when they're like, what do you want me to do with her? And then they use like a knife and a ghost emoticon as the response. And then somebody responded, a coffin. They put a coffin. It's like, this is how they were communicating this. This is how we know we're in the end times. We're making deals for fucking murder and we're using emoticons.
We're using digital hieroglyphs to do it.
Yes, dude. A coffin.
In Gen Z.
A ghost face. A ZZZ. Somebody put a knife and then angel wings. It's like, dude.
Rip in peace.
This is how they did it. Oh, I know what you. Yeah, dude.
That is.
What? This fucking dude. Fuck this guy. That's what I got to say. Fuck these two people. They conspired to kill somebody for what? Because the story was that the girl that got killed, apparently the girl that set her up to be killed thought that the girl that got killed was trying to snitch on the setup girl. Correct. Or some bullshit. You know, fucking A, man. It's terrible.
She was upset with her friend, it says, who she believed was accusing her of cooperating with police to put the other girl's current boyfriend in jail for a different double murder in California.
Yeah. That's why I fucking moved out of California.
She then recruited the dude who himself recruited another friend to assist in the premeditated murder.
Wow. Way to go out with a bang tonight. Holy crap.
Oh, I love this. The dude that the basketball player recruited invited him to the group text, but eventually he declined that.
Yeah. He's like, no thanks.
Fucking negative.
Oh, we're talking about real murder. I was just fucking around on the internet. Never mind. Jesus.
And yeah, they responded with a coffin emoji, 2-piece emojis, and a dove.
A dove.
A funny, spooky ghost.
How thoughtful.
And a squirt gun.
A Pac-Man ghost. What a bunch of nice guys. Jesus, man. That's crazy, dude. That's really fucking nuts is what it is. It's nuts, dude. It's not normal.
Yikes. That's rough.
Yeah, dude.
Gotta love Stockton.
Gotta love Stockton, man. Hey, hooray for Stockton.
Good job, guys.
Yeah, good job. Hey, man. That's all I got. I think that's fun. It. That was happy Merry Christmas to you, Andrew.
Oh shit. Yeah, Merry Christmas, guys. Don't
drink and drive.
Or premeditatively in a mainly if you're gonna do it, don't set up a fucking chat.
No.
Like we have for the gym.
Don't do that.
Don't set up, I mean, if you're gonna do it, just don't set up a thread and talk about it.
Don't be fucking crass and use emoticons. At least type out what you're gonna do.
Type out something that's vague enough your lawyer can get you off.
Hey, I got an idea. I'm gonna send it to you on text. They'll never be able to find that. People are fucking dumb. They're so dumb now.
Like, dude, if you sent killer LOL, lawyer could probably argue that.
Yeah, yeah. Right.
I was clearly joking. I said LOL.
Yeah.
Play me off?
No. I was looking.
It's warm in here.
I don't have the right music, man. I don't have it on this board.
I did like that smooth jazz.
What? Maybe it's. Let me see. That's not it. Maybe it's like that first tab, the first one. What's on the left?
Your left?
That one.
Stage
right
left.
Yeah, stage. That's it. A little loud though. Okay, you could stop it real quick. That'll be that. That's the final music though.
Okay.
Now we know.
Orange.
Real quick, I want to tell everybody I'm going to be out in Sacramento on January 20th at 10th Planet Sacramento. I'm doing some seminars right now. I'm going to have another one lined up in Decatur down with Brandon McCaffrin sometime early next year. I'm lining seminars up right now to get donations for Guardian Gym. So we have a Guardian Nashville Youth Jiu-Jitsu Scholarship, and basically that is a program that pays for kids to train jiu-jitsu for free. Underprivileged kids that are from situations where maybe their parents don't have the money, maybe they're not being raised by their parents, maybe their parents are incarcerated or have some kind of drug problem, or who the fuck knows, man. You know, all kinds of things happen for all kinds of kids in need. Yeah, that's the idea, right? So we've raised quite a bit of money for that. We have a goal. We're trying to get to enough that we could get 10 kids in here to train for free, and we're almost there. And so I'm doing jiu-jitsu seminars wherever I can to help raise money for that. 100% of the seminar goes to the Guardian nonprofit. It's a 501c3. You can check them out at guardiangym.org. And better if you go to like 10pnashville.com/guardian.
You can donate right there.
Yeah. And then that's our portal in terms of our program. If you donate, then that helps our program directly.
You can even set up a recurring if you want to do $5 a month, something like that. And it's all like Tim said, it's all a 501c3, so it's a write-off.
And if you like the show, you enjoy the content, I know you guys do. You fucking freeloading moochers. You're not paying for any of this shit. So, you know, you guys spend more money on some bitches OnlyFans than you would donating to a jiu-jitsu scholarship. So you need to think about your fucking priorities.
That's an issue.
And get that straight. You could take that $10 titty OnlyFans subscription you got going, and you could just roll that into a $10 recurring donation for Guardian Gym Nashville, and you could help a kid learn how to fucking do an omoplata correctly and save his life.
By the way, it's not even her texting you back.
I know.
It's a bot or a dude.
It's some AI thing, probably. We're getting to the point where it's not even going to be a real girl. It's going to be some AI generated.
That's already happened.
Yeah,
by the way.
it's like
Rogan talked about it the other day. I want to say it's there's an AI complete generated AI model that's making
crazy
$20,000 a month.
Who's her owner's making it, or
I think it's just a test, like an experiment. They just set it up.
I get paid in Bitcoin, AI currency. And then the other thing is 10pnashville.com/guardian. January 20th, I'll be out there. You can get registered for that particular tournament. If you're going to be in the Sacramento area, go to insidebjj.com/register. You could register for all my seminars. I got some cool shit that I've been showing, the San Quentin series.
Love it.
And had the chance to teach that at a few places now. And I think I'm getting better at teaching it to new audiences for sure.
Finding new paths too.
Yeah. And still finding new paths, still finding a lot of weird, tricky things you could do with it.
It's helped me out tremendously.
Yeah. It's a really fun game to play. So I've been kind of going around and teaching people that part of my game. So anyway, if you are in the area, you're more than welcome to come check that out. I also want to encourage you to check out some of the companies that we help run and support. Cultist Apparel is basically, this is for your everyday Satan worshiper.
Jesus,
just kidding. That's like, I love to say like that. It's so fucking cool. This is Andrew's brand. I don't know how to I don't want to just say it's apparel. It's not just apparel.
I want it to be a lot more down the road, but right now it's apparel. Right now it's just me trying to do stuff.
It's really fucking cool. What's a website? Is there a website or a link?
Right now I have an Instagram for it, so it's cultist.apparel on Instagram. The shop link to any of the clothing, and I've got some other stuff like mugs and some housewares and that kind of stuff, blankets, that kind of shit. That is in the bio to the Instagram. Again, that's at cultistapparel.com. And if you order now, 100% of the profit that I get from anything you order until the new year, which is about a week away, just over, will also be donated to Guardian in Nashville.
Yay! That's cool. So yeah, make sure you check that out. And then the last thing is Everyday Jiu-Jitsu. That is a jiu-jitsu specific gear endeavor that BJJ Noah. Some of you guys remember BJJ, producer Noah, the very first producer that I hired and fired. I've already fired a man in your position, Andrew.
You fired him and then bought him a knife?
Fired my own kid. Yeah, I know. I love Noah and we're on very good terms.
That was a G.
Yeah, he's so fucking good at jiu-jitsu
So cool.
now. Oh my god, dude.
He ripped one of the cleanest Barada Platas last week that I've ever seen.
He's fucking like a goddamn stone cold assassin too. He shows no emotion. You can't read his face. You can't read anything. He's just like, I don't even know if he's breathing.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's crazy. But he's got everyday jiu-jitsu. The URL for that is bjjeveryday.com. And he's got a few sweatshirts and a cool t-shirt out there. Check it out if you have the chance. Make a great Christmas gift. Everyday jiu-jitsu, Cultus apparel. Of course, inside bjj.com premium subscription. If you're still listening, you can get yourself one of those. Other than that, man, it's been a good fucking year. I wanted to thank you, Andrew, for helping me get this back off the ground again. It's been something I've been wanting to do for a long time. It's just I had a lot of shit in my life that I had to get lined up first. And opened a new academy. I have 10th Planet Nashville. I got 10th Planet Stockton back at home. And it's been a lot. And I had to get some things calibrated. But we're in a good spot. And I want to continue doing this. And I really appreciate your help.
Thank you.
Doing it, man.
Appreciate the opportunity.
I really wanted to do this. My goal was to start doing shows in the new year. And then I just thought, fuck it. I want to get in as many reps as I can before the year ends and hit the fucking ground running.
You've got me on that too. You said fuck a resolution starting January 1st. Start it 2 weeks earlier, so you're already ahead of the curve.
Get a head start, man. That's what I do. I start my resolutions 2 or 3 weeks early because it's like, fuck all y'all.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be 21 days ahead of you on January 1st.
That's right.
Yep, that's right, motherfucker. So thanks, you guys. Merry fucking Christmas. Happy New Year. We'll be back after the break. Most likely we'll have like a best of episode next weekend just to give the people something. I'm going to do a better job about that. So I love you guys.
Back at it January 4th.
All right. Now you can hit that music. Now's the appropriate time. All right. Take off, everybody. Take off,
Happy Christmas.